All right, back in the basement again today for a little bit of a different video. This is going to be an unboxing, but it's not actual equipment. Well, for the most part that I'm unboxing. So I have two boxes here, one of which is from my friends over at A7, which I have not yet even opened. This other one I have. I'll get to both of them, obviously. But I'd figured I'd just walk you through what I got sent. So these things were sent to me, at least from A7. This other box I paid for out of pocket. A7's a brand that I've been messing with for quite some time now. You know, it started with their bar grip shirts way back in the day. It's been really cool to see them grow and how they've been able to get a footprint in the powerlifting world. And they were nice enough to offer to send me some of their stuff from their latest launch. So depending on when that is and when I'm allowed to show it, actually I know the launch is tomorrow. They've been teasing it, but maybe I'll wait to put this video up until they actually release it. So let's just see, we have a handwritten note here. Really cool for them to see. And one of the reasons I've liked A7 before I get into any of this, I'm not paid by them, I don't have a discount code by them, but they've always been cool with me and they've always offered good products at a good price in my opinion, meaning that like a singlet normally is like 75 bucks. Knee sleeves are like 60 bucks and they're all IPF approved. You can wear them in USPA. And again, they give back a lot to the powerlifting community. So usually a very good bang for your buck, and they have a ton of different colors and options for you to choose from. So right up top, the first thing we have is a singlet. And it does have the IPF approved stamp right on the back. This is sealed, so no one wore it before sending it to me. That's unfortunate in some cases. I'm just gonna open this up so you guys can take a look at it with me together. And I'll probably try to get some B-roll so you can see exactly what it looks like. And I did not think about this trash situation very well. If I can open this. So this looks like to be a black and gray colorway, which I like a lot. And here you have the singlet. Feels like a nice, comfortable material. It's more on the stretchy side, so it's not like one of the Titan singlets, if you will, that has kind of that stiffer material. But black and gray, A7 logo on the front, Demand Greatness on the back. And I like it. Looks pretty sweet. I like that color a lot, so that's awesome. Let's move on to see some other stuff. I'm just gonna throw this on the floor for now. I also got some socks, it looks like. These are their crew socks in large. I have extra large feet, and it matches, so that's cool. Again, black and gray here. I'm not gonna open these and necessarily try these on just yet, but I will throw the trash on the floor and put this off to the side. We then also have what appears to be bigger socks. So these are deadlift socks, so no need to open it. Same design style, the black and gray, but in this case, these are the higher socks. So crew socks and deadlift socks as well. Personally speaking, I typically just like to wear long socks for all the lifts and competing, and you see me in long socks a lot in training. I find that they really help with getting sleeves on and off too for your knees because you're not dealing with the sweat or your hair or whatever else is on your legs to get sleeves on and off. So I like wearing longer socks in most cases when I can. Next thing on here, it looks to be like a competition t-shirt. Let's open up this bad boy. Throw that on the ground, throw that on the ground. It's gonna be fun to clean this up afterwards. So this is one of their competition shirts. And again, just black, Demand Greatness kind of outlined in gray on the front. And on the back as well, you have the A7 logo. Feels like a really comfortable shirt. A7 on both sleeves as well. So that all goes together. So definitely a murdered out kit, if you will, when it comes to that. The next thing in here, which I'm not sure what it is, seems to be like it's maybe their newer knee sleeves. So these are their rigor mortis knee sleeves. So again, they're supposed to be stiffer. And I imagine that a lot of companies are gonna be coming out with this heavier duty knee sleeve like Inzer and Iron Rebels have. So it's cool to see another person throw their name into the rink. These things smell really bad upon opening, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because the Inzers and Iron Rebel had the same problem, but once they air out for like a day or two, you don't really smell them as much. So opening these guys up, you do get this nice bag with what feels like, you know, kind of like a feltish material here with A7 stitched in the front. That's kind of above and beyond. And then you have the actual knee sleeves, which upon first feel, do feel like the Inzers and the Iron Rebels as well. However, this takes their more typical A7 approach of like their cone knee sleeves or their hourglass style knee sleeves with the dual stitchings on the backs. But again, black and gray. I got a large in these because I have trouble getting into small things, but I can fit into bigger things. Must be because of my huge legs and all, as you can see in this video. Fumble, but I will be giving these a go and obviously giving you some feedback on here. I'm interested to see what the price point on these are going to be, as I'm not aware at the time of filming this video, but the Iron Rebels are like, I think $110. The Inzer ones are like $120 or $130. So it'll be interesting to see where these come in as far as a price point goes. Continuing on, what else do we have in here? We have what looks to be like their rigor mortis wrist wraps. So again, in conjunction with that, they have a whole offering of wraps and sleeves and other things in different various levels of stiffness. These are gray and black to match, and these are actually part of their new zebra style sleeves. And these are pretty cool because what you get is you get a ton of different pieces of Velcro here to get the best fit potentially possible. So I'll be messing around with these, letting you know what I think. And one of the other things that's unique about A7 and what they do with their wrist wraps is they give you a lot of options. And again, I'll try to show you some B-roll here. You have dual thumb loops, so depending on which side you want to wrap your thumb, because sometimes you have to do it a certain way on other sleeves, but it also has that center thumb loop as well, as first made popular in my experience with the Mark Bell slingshot sleeve. So you really have a lot of options here in terms of how you want to put these bad boys on. So that's cool as well. So that goes with the kit. Another thing in here that I'm really excited about, which I shouldn't be because I have several of these already, not to say that I don't have several knee sleeves or wrist wraps or anything else like that, but I have myself a belt. Not just any belt. This is a 13 millimeter IPF approved belt from A7, which is actually made, I believe, still by Pioneer Fitness. And this is pretty cool. So you have like a black leather outside, you have a gray suede interior, pretty sweet with that. And it does have a bit of a taper on here. So it tapers a little bit in front, so that way when you're putting this on, you don't have as much bulge in the front. You can provide your own bulge, so that's in there. And also what looks to be like a lever, which looks extremely well packaged, which means, you know what? To quote my good friend here.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
So we're just gonna go ahead and open this up. And that's a Bill O'Reilly quote, who is not my good friend, by the way, but some of you might get that, and some of you might just think I'm an idiot, and that's okay. So let's open this. Ooh, and not only is this a Pioneer belt like I had suspected, but as you can tell by these prongs on the top and bottom, this is one of their adjustable levers. So really cool to see this and that it's IPF approved. I know people had some questions about this. The other piece to the puzzle is in here, and I'll put it together and again show you some B-roll. And that makes almost a full package. We have some stuff in here like some stickers and decals, which are kind of cool. I've actually been throwing them on my plyo box when I can. But in typical A7 fashion, they also throw in a bunch of candy as well. So Sour Patch Kids, Airheads, whatever. Pretty sweet. So let's move on to this next box. But before I do, big thanks to A7 for sending me that. Really cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to kind of giving those a wear and telling you how I feel in them. The other thing I got was kind of an impulse buy. So these are something that came out recently that I initially pre-ordered. I thought better about it and said, you know what? I do not need this. I'm going to cancel it, which I did. And then I heard a lot of positive feedback once they actually released that I said, you know what? I think I might buy some. And then as I happened to do, I was scrolling through Instagram and I got an Instagram ad for it. And one of the weird things with Instagram is like if you order something on Instagram, it gives you like 20% off in some cases. So I ended up getting some of these TYR L-1 lifters, right? So they're the shoes that, you know, supposedly they were made in conjunction with Squat University. I did not get the Squat University colorway. I, of course, got these white boys with the gum sole, and these are supposed to have a wider toe box in here. So I've recently decided I'm making the switch back to heels. I squatted in heels for a long time, went to flats for a long time, kind of went in between. I think I just want to work in heels a little bit more. I like squatting, you know, in a minimalist shoe as well, but I want to get something with just a little bit of an elevated heel for a little while I continue to work on my ankle mobility and things like that, and just have maybe some of this harder TPU type sole and do some work in it. So I figured, why not get a new shoe with a wider toe box potentially, because my feet like to breathe, and that's one of the things I like about those minimalist shoes. I don't feel like they're really tight and narrow like a lot of these other Olympic weightlifting shoes are. So I'll be trying these out and giving you some feedback on here. Again, I got a coupon through Instagram of all things, so these cost me $160, which is a lot, but it's a lot less than paying $200, which was the retail for them. So there you go. That's what I got. That's what's in my box. I know you guys all wondered, what's in your box, Brandon? Well, a lot of cool stuff from A7 and some really white boy gum shoes. So there you go. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.